And we're back.
We're back
I
again.
was trying to make it subtle. I'm always like, and we're back. But I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to make it subtle this time. But
Yeah,
yeah,
we're back. Yeah.
man. Just like
Ah,
on one side of the coin, Champions League is going on, and we're all buzzing like, yeah,
yeah.
Champions League. Who's going to
Everybody's
win the
excited,
league? Who's going to win
but
the league?
everyone is forgetting that there are still other people that are playing lower.
Everyone is forgetting that there's drama all over Europe, and
Extreme,
obviously
extreme drama.
there are two English teams that are currently playing in Europe as well, in addition
Yeah,
to like Arsenal and Aston Villa in Champions League,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's Man U and Tottenham
That's in Europa
in
League,
Europa
right?
League. Yeah, in Europa
Then you
League.
have Chelsea in Conference League,
You have Chelsea in conference,
Farmers League,
which is not bad, right? Which is not bad.
Farmers League
Chelsea in Conference League is not bad, right? But
is bad. Kingsley is
you guys are
bad.
still in Europe. Why
It's
do you
bad.
always make then
It's
you
bad.
do this thing where you make every
It's
Chelsea
bad.
thing seem bad?
It's Farmers League, so it's bad.
It's not, but you guys can win it now. Don't you think your
I will
team has
see.
what it takes
We'll
to win
see.
it?
We'll see.
Let's start with the drama with Matic and Onana.
Big
So
drama.
what I know, you give us a full rundown of the story, but what I know so far,
Mm.
Onana said something, Matic
Mm-hmm.
responded, said his
Yeah.
own thing,
Yeah.
and um, what was the outcome of the game ended up being 2-2.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily like anyone won anyone at the end of the day. Do you
I
think
think
what Onana said cost them? Do you think it really affected the team?
I feel like Onana Onana is kind of funny in the sense that I think first of all
Mm-hmm.
he should not even be in the spotlight. Try to avoid being in the spotlight. That's the first thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Why?
Yeah,
Why should Onana not be in the
he
spotlight?
should not be in the spotlight because there was a stage in his career where he felt like there's nothing he did that nothing good can come out from Onana. Onana was my it was just all over. Then he died down, then he started putting in some
Yeah.
performance,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then we say, wow, Onana is good. We didn't say it
Mm-hmm.
was excellent. He's good. Oh, he's trying for them, he's making good saves. Oh, he's a he's a good goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. At least better than Sanchez, so and some other goalkeepers in the league,
Yeah, it's
right?
decent. It's decent. Yeah.
Right? Decent. Let's use the word decent. And all of a sudden, everything is quiet. Then you throw yourself and say you're playing an opponent. Rather than respect your opponent, you now say Man U is way better than Leon. What kind of statement is that? If you were way better than Leon, why shouldn't you be in the Champions League? Yes. It's just like I said, we've just mentioned Chelsea now playing in the Farmers League, UEFA Conference League. If they were way better, they should have been in maybe European Cup or Europa League or
Let,
Champions League.
let's talk about what Chuk said. Chuk is
Yeah.
like, I think Matic
He
won
won.
because he was not saying
Yeah.
United will lose. He said
Yeah.
Onana is the
Is he
worst
was
keeper
and
in
he
United's
was proved
history, and
he
Onana
was
proved
proved
him right.
he was proved right
I don't know about worst keeper
completely.
in you. Do you really think Onana is the worst keeper in United history? Do you
Okay.
really
Oh,
think that?
he's not the worst because if he was the worst, he could have become the second keeper and maybe be sold.
Mm-hmm.
This is his second season. If I'm not, is this his second season?
More like he's third, right?
Eh?
Oh,
No, it's not
no,
up
no,
to three
second,
seasons.
second, second. Because the one you came when after Inter
He got
lost
to the
to
final.
after Inter lost right to Man
Yeah,
City, Man
yeah.
City treble. Then
So
Onana,
last season was his first full season.
which was horrible, horrible moments. So what? Wait, I watched the second goal and I
Mm.
don't know, like that was really poor for a keeper that plays at the highest level. I never expected like
No, but
no.
to be honest, like how do I say it now? The way his body was,
Mhm.
right? Could he? So the question now is, could he have done better?
I think the two goals were really good. And if we look at the entire game, Manchester
Yeah,
United Lyon, I will actually
yeah.
tell you that that was not a game where Man U really dominated that game. For
No,
what
but
Onana said and what I watched,
dominated. Yeah,
Lyon should have beaten Man U like five or four goals. The
No, but
way
there was a
Lacazette kept
period.
on playing the
Yes,
ball
there was a Lacazette had few
clinical.
chances.
Lacazette had
Maybe
like two clear chances
there
to
was
score.
another striker that their main striker had few chances he could have put away. So it was just a case of you say you are way better.
Mm-hmm.
Man U is way better,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then he now comes back and counters that banter and say, "Oh, coming from the worst keeper in Man U's history."
Chuk said, Onana is the worst. He's being played because of the money spent on him. Really? That's an interesting take, Chooks. Like, you
Yeah,
really think that? You really think they're only playing it because of the money?
probably, probably. I don't know. They could have even tried the other second keeper, but maybe that one isn't even good enough, right? Isn't good
I feel
enough,
like you
right?
guys are
So,
giving Onana so much stake. I think when it comes to the game, I don't
but
know.
he did well in
He
Inter
did
Milan.
okay. He did
He
okay.
did
I don't think generally Onana is a bad keeper. No, no, it's not. It's not great. But the way you make it sound is like
okay. Let me ask you this simple
okay.
question. As a Liverpool fan, if you
Okay.
are giving Onana
Mhm.
in place of Kelleher, who would you prefer?
Ah, damn. Okay, lah. Okay, lah.
You see it. You've answered our question.
No, no, no,
He's
no,
a
no.
bad
But
keeper.
for Man U, he is. Maybe for Man U, he is. But in general, I don't think he's a bad keeper in general. I think Onana makes some expected saves.
Mm,
The first goal, I think the first goal was just it was so the first goal from Lyon was so like I guess unpredictable. The way the
mm.
ball bounced, that extra bounce on the ball could have tripped any keeper up. But then,
Yeah,
yeah,
keeper for Manchester United,
yeah,
not
yeah.
Eimba
You should
United.
be as good. You should be on the level
Even
of like Allison or even like you should
even
be a
what's this
top
this
keeper.
this keeper's name that played for Nigeria?
What keeper is that?
Is it Mba or something like that in the Afcon? I've forgotten his name. Mbao.
Nwabali. Nwabali.
Wabali.
Mhm.
Wabali. Are you telling me Wabali will not that second ball? Wabali will not. The problem is even if you palm it, don't
Mhm.
palm it into the danger area. Palm it to the side,
Yeah,
right?
but
Even if you've palmed it to the side,
mhm.
yeah.
Chuk said you cannot have the season he had last season and still be the first choice. That's
He
true.
made he
That
made
last
many
season was
many
too
like
poor.
last season was really terrible for him.
You know the interesting thing offline we were speaking and you said if
Yeah.
you compare Onana to the gear, right?
I
The
even
gear,
feel
the gear
I
was
feel the
way.
girl was
You,
better.
you
Like
told
in
me that you felt like the gear
yeah,
was way better even before he left,
yeah,
and he was the reason why Ten Hag did not perform as like the team with Ten Hag and under Ten Hag's like
yeah.
ownership, whatever, ten management. I mean, did not do too bad because the gear was around, right?
The girl
But
did well in Ten Hag's first season. Like
but Ten
there's
Hag was looking. Ten Hag went into the market looking for a keeper that was good with his legs.
with his leg. You're good with your leg.
A lot of people,
You're not good with your hand.
a lot of teams want keepers that can play with their legs because they want that keeper to be
That's
part of the
rubbish.
game.
That is rubbish. It is rubbish. The only way that will make sense is if you are good with your leg and you're able to do some good assists or start off like good attacks, basically.
Mm.
Right? So the two goals they were easily, like you said, Chuk said, you can easily save those two goals. Let's be honest. Wabali will save those two goals. Do
Fair,
you get what I'm saying?
fair. But give us a rundown of the drama between Matic and Onana and how everything started.
Like I said before, like
Mm.
Onana threw himself in the spotlight by
Mhm.
saying, I think the first thing he did wrong, Onana generally, was disrespecting Leon,
Mhm.
saying Man U are a way better team, which I disagree with him. Man
You
U are
think
not the way Man U is now. Man U are not. In fact, let's even check the league table. Forget that France is Farmers League. Let's just take league table.
Mhm.
Lyon League, Lyon in French league.
Where's Leon in the French league?
We'll see now. I'm just checking it. so that I'll be sure. I know their position, but let me just confirm. Lyon, they are currently fifth. They are currently fifth, and
Mm-hmm.
they have a total of 48 points. Let's hold that thoughts. Hmm?
Mm-hmm.
Let's now go to Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
Premier League.
I feel like it's going to stress out going to the Premier League. Man, U, they will probably be like 14th, right, on the league table. They are
Yeah.
definitely below 10. I know if you look
No,
at
they are like 13th or maybe four.
they're definitely below 10. So it doesn't checking it doesn't even make a difference. Leon is higher on in
I
their
want to
league than
check the
Man
amount of
U.
points. That's what I'm even after. So Man U has 38 points
Mm-hmm.
and they are 13th,
Mm-hmm.
right? Lyon has 48 points and they are fifth.
Some people you're saying like they are
And
a
and
better
and
team.
Lyon has played only 28 games. Man U has played 31.
But you can't compare the two leagues. You can't
You
really
can't
compare the
compare
two
the
leagues.
two leagues, but even at the same time, that's what I'm saying. At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
look at the amount of games they've won and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've played less games, they have more points.
Mm-hmm.
You've played more games, you have less points.
Mm.
Do you get what I'm saying? So
You cannot really do like for like that. It's
I
football,
know,
right? You
I
cannot really
know,
do
I
like for
know,
like that.
I know.
Like you can have a look at the situation where a aga what do you call that? A Portsmouth aga what was their name?
Mm,
Beat
yeah,
Liverpool, right, in FA Cup. If you look at
yeah,
this league, you'll be like Liverpool on paper should be defeating that team, right? Like I tell
true.
you, football is whoever shows up that day and plays well. That's football. Whoever shows up
You're right.
tactically
Yeah,
sound and plays a good game that day would win. So
yeah.
he ended in a
And
draw.
and pushing the discussion, right?
Mhm.
Matic replied him and said, coming from who? Who is giving this? Who is this
You know the
philosopher?
part that was
Who
funny
is
in
this
that press
philosopher
conference?
saying you are way better?
The funny part was when like Matic had to confirm again. Like you say Onana, like Onana, like
Yeah,
okay. He had to confirm again. Like
yeah.
who said it again? Onana? Oh,
Onana.
oh,
He
okay.
said no. Coming for the worst keeper in Man U's history. If it was, he now mentioned some Onana, Matic is not
Van der
good.
Sar,
Van der Sar. Ah,
yes, my
God, that
God,
was bad. That was bad.
it's definitely on that, not on that level.
That was bad.
Let's switch
And
gears.
you know what happened? You know their coach came out and said, "Oh, it's just a misunderstanding between Matic and Onana." Just like during the game, they were showing both of them.
Mm-hmm,
When Leon scores, they showed Onana, then they
mm-hmm,
showed Matic.
mm.
Drama.
But
Cameramen are no good.
do you think Amorim should be going into the transfer season trying to look for a better keeper?
As soon as possible.
I think Onana can
As
stay one more season.
as keep Onana as second choice keeper.
I think a better defense would really support
Their
Onana.
defense is good. Anyways, you can't really say their defense is good. You know why?
Why?
I saw some of the chances Leon had. Even like there was a chance that Lacazette had. He was just alone in the box.
Mm.
There were four defenders there of five.
Mm-hmm.
Still, Lacazette was just free. I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, what kind of defending is this? Right? If my team was to do that, right? The team I coach was to do that, I'll
Mm-hmm.
be losing my mind on the touchline, losing it. Like seriously, I'll be losing it. Right? So imagine at that level,
Mm.
he was just free, just even took his time to even think he could have scored. Right? So yeah, man you now, I don't know. It's just it's sad where man you are, but it's what it is.
Let's move on to Tottenham and Frankfurt. Tottenham, we
Mm.
know like they've had like this is arguably one of their worst seasons under
Was.
Postecoglou, right? Or
Yeah,
the worst season so far under Postecoglou, right? We don't know how
yeah,
bad it's going to get. Like it's really bad.
yeah,
But then in Europe, when I watched that game specifically, I was like, okay, it was not all the way bad, right? They played, they
yeah.
tried. Last minute they could have scored, but they did not score.
True, true.
Are you
Um,
are you as your belief system or your belief in Postecoglou, is it as strong as it was before? Because it felt like when Postecoglou first came to Tottenham, you specifically when you were like Postecoglou, Ange football. Where are they now?
He's called Posto no clue now. Posto
Where
no
are they
clue.
now?
Posto
Like,
no clue. The thing is,
obviously the league is more competitive
I
right
I
now.
think I think the major issue with Tottenham and
Mhm.
Postecoglou is that Postecoglou started to him and journalists they started to have like
Some sort of
banters with each
back and
other,
forth. Yeah.
right? When he made that his downfall started when he made that comment that he doesn't really care about defending.
That's a very weird comment to make.
Yes, when he say, "Oh, attack, attack, attack," and Jonah is asking like, "Bro, why this ridiculously high line? You
Mhm.
just attack. You are so good in attack. Do you guys practice
It almost feels
defensive
like he
training?"
plays a 6-4, like six people up front, four people somewhere in the midfield. I don't even know if there's anybody defending. It's almost like a
That's
six
it.
four at some point.
Yeah. So that's the thing they always criticize him for, and he'll be like, "Oh, he doesn't mate. I don't care about defending. Or I just care about like I care more about the team creating chances and attacking." So
Mhm,
since that day, right?
mhm,
They now brought up the issue of corners. You guys are conceding too much corners. Don't
mhm,
you think it's best to get a set piece coach? Don't you think? Do you get what I'm saying?
mhm.
And the questions are they are
Valid
honest.
questions, yeah.
Yeah, right. Fix the defensive stuff. Is that oh no, mate? For now, we're not focusing on that.
But
Like
what was your own opinion? What's your own personal opinion?
I think he now currently he's
Mhm.
he's trying to live up to his reputation in the sense that everywhere he's gone in the second season he gets a trophy.
But he's not going to get. I don't think he's going to get any trophy this season.
I don't know. I
Are
don't
you
know.
are you thinking they'll win Europa League? Tottenham win Europa League.
Can they get through Frankfurt? And you know the funny thing is that yesterday in his press conference he said even if I win the Europa League, that I can still get sacked. Yes, today
Mhm,
rumors came out. You heard the rumors
mhm.
that Tottenham started looking at Crystal Palace's coach,
No way.
Glasner. Yes.
No way.
So what are we saying? They started looking at Glasner,
I
which
feel
is
like
not good.
the last time Postecoglou played good football
Was a long time
was
ago.
probably last
Last
season.
year.
Last season,
Last season. Last season.
the year
What am I
before,
even
like
saying? What
2023.
year are we now? What year are
Why
we now?
25?
But
2023
2023
October.
December.
The October, December.
December.
That was
Do you
the
get?
last time I
Then
it
people were
became.
hailing him. Even me then I was
Yeah,
hailing him.
everybody
Now
was
this
like,
guy is
"Oh, this
good.
guy." They
This
became
is
injuries. Oh, Madison is out. Oh,
this
we
is
don't have
out. This is
players.
out.
Injuries.
Yeah.
Okay, fair, fair, fair. You got those players back. Oh, this, that. Hey, Vicarius became keeper,
But
whatever.
but to be fair to him, last season after those guys came back, they had a good run. Not like nine, like the first 10 games where he practically won almost all the games.
Mm-hmm.
That we're now scared like Tottenham are going to finish in top four. Do you get? They're going to win the title. Do you get? And it's due to his I think he's a bit naive
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that an example is I'll give you a good example.
Mm-hmm.
You have two of your best defenders get injured at the same time. It shows one thing.
But what is
They
the
are
depth, though? I don't
they
think
are
he's a good manager. I think he's just a good coach.
yes, they are
Maybe.
they are running. There's too much running
Mm-hmm.
because of that high line,
Because
right?
they have to run back.
Hamstring.
Yeah.
Two of them, there's extreme high line. Now, if there's a huge counter attack, you see them sprinting for their lives back. They
Mm-hmm.
keep doing that in a game. They can do it like 4, 5 times, 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
That can lead to injury. Defenders normally don't do. They don't do. How do I say it now? They're not like strikers or midfielders. They're always
They
running.
don't need to run too much. They don't need to
Yes.
run a lot.
Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But they keep doing it in games. Two of them injured. They came back. Now they are coming back from injury.
Mm,
You have a game against Chelsea.
mhm,
I've not seen any. I have not seen any coach
mhm.
that would trust players in immediately when they just came back from injury.
You want to give them like 10 minutes.
10 minutes at the end of the game.
End of the game, you're winning. You bring in some.
Yes.
You're winning. You bring in
And you
someone.
just throw them into start. What happens? They get injury again.
Yeah, or they will not even be informed.
That's
That's
it.
also another thing. They will just possibly could not be informed. So
I don't know. Like, I've not really been impressed. Okay, they played the Southampton. The way
mhm.
they are he's rejoicing that they won Southampton. Southampton is free for all. Southampton currently in the league, they're like, let me know, respect to Southampton, but it's just like public toilets. Everybody will beat them. Do you get what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
you don't beat Southampton now, you can be sacked as a manager.
it's worrisome.
It's worrisome.
You don't
And
mean that.
two 2-0 up, Southampton scores 2-1. There's everybody's in a state of panic.
Hmm.
He's in a state of, because imagine him drawing Southampton. Like, what else, bro? Do you get what I'm saying? Then they get a
What's your
penalty.
recommendation? Sack Postecoglou?
I don't know. Like, to me, I think he runs deeper than the manager. Is the Levy needs to go. Daniel Levy himself needs to go.
I think I hear you.
Yes. Okay. Let me tell you why Levy needs to go.
As
In a team,
Postecoglou,
okay, Kingsley,
come
let's
out
look
to
at
say,
this. Let's
mhm,
look at this. In a team where, as Tottenham, you only have two good defenders.
mhm,
The Brazilian guy and Romero, and the other guy, I've forgotten his name, Van der Ven. Two good defenders. After those two, you don't have any. The other people, they are not good.
mhm,
Right? Mason and somebody else,
mhm,
forgotten their names, but and you have an 18-year-old,
mhm.
and you are Tottenham Hotspur. You have the best stadium in the world currently. You have the best. No, look at it. You have the best stadium in the world. You don't have money to buy proper defenders.
This was the question I was going to ask you.
The signings have been
As
terrible.
Postecoglou come out to say he wanted a player, Levy said no.
He can't do that.
No, but like we've not heard anything of the sort that he wanted somebody.
No, he will not do
That
that. He's not that kind of. See,
yeah, it's
Postecoglou
not
is
that kind.
someone that
But I don't feel like he has really.
Postecoglou is someone that he just wants to use what is available.
So when using
Jo-
what is available,
Jordan Spence, or what's his name, is played out of position.
but you
They
don't
are
understand what I'm saying. In using
yeah.
what is available, don't
Mhm.
you feel like you need to build your tactics based on the skill set of the players you
Oh
have?
yes, no, he's not done that. No,
Exactly.
he's not done that. You are still playing a style of play.
That
You
does
don't
not
have the
really necessarily
players.
suit the players that
Yes,
you have.
playing. Yeah.
So it's just
So
like that. That's why I look at. I don't really want to use this coach as an example, but let's look at Annie Slot, right? Annie Slot plays a certain style of football, right?
yeah,
Which I would say is not super far off from how Klopp. Anyways, it's different from what Klopp plays.
played. Yeah.
But then he comes into the team and
Mm.
he looks at the players he has, right? He looks at the budget FSG has told. FSG, they are stingy.
Stingy, very
They
stingy,
just to bring out
very
a contract for
very
Salah
stingy,
and Van Dijk,
stingy,
how long it took them.
very stingy.
They had
Yeah,
to be, so, and he just decided, you know what, I will just play the same thing these players are used to, but
good.
add my own spin on it. What is lacking is you guys are not really compact and controlled,
Yeah,
right?
we'll
I
fix
don't want,
that.
let's fix that. I don't want unnecessary pressing, right?
Yeah,
Because if you don't get
pressing
the
that leads
ball,
to injuries and all
yeah,
those
these
kind
injuries,
of
and
things.
if you don't get the ball on
They are
time,
exposed.
you're exposed. Your defenders will
Mm.
run more. You
Yeah,
notice that Kunate, Van Dijk, they don't have to run as much in a
at
game.
all, at all.
The team generally don't have to run as much,
Yeah, at
and
all.
that in a sense is helpful because the fitness of the players is high, and they can maintain the same level of stamina and fitness for as long as possible
Long
because they
as
are not
possible.
over committing
Exerting
themselves
themselves.
and
Yeah, you're
overexerting
right.
themselves. So it's
Yeah,
like Postecoglou, like what style of play do you? I would expect a style of play having players like Madison,
And you
Son,
know the funny thing, in
what
games,
you call it,
do you notice
Bernard
this in the
Johnson.
do you
To be
notice this in the big games or games where he decides to sit back and
Mhm,
Tottenham sort of like do counter attacking,
mhm.
not to end. They
They
always
look good.
they look good and they always succeed in those games. So why can't you adopt that policy? Right? Why can't you adopt that policy? It's
I just
ridiculous.
think generally, like he just needs to understand that the tactics and the mindset and the style of play that he's coming with is not necessarily bad.
Yeah,
He just doesn't have the players to see out that vision as much as he wants. Right?
true.
Okay. If you were Tottenham's manager today,
Mm,
how from a tactical standpoint,
mm.
how would you set up the team? Who are you building? First off, to answer the question, firstly, looking at the squad of players, who are you building the team around?
Uh, I'll say people that can really make a difference. Kulisevsky in the
Mm-hmm.
10 and Madison.
And Madison.
Two
Those
of
are the
them.
hearts of the
Yeah, yeah.
of their
Son
creativity.
is a bit in and out now.
Son is getting.
Um,
We need to realize Son is getting
yeah,
old. Is
yeah.
a bit
He's
in and
30
out.
something in his
Yeah,
30s, right? So
yeah. Son, I think you want Son obviously as your as one of your forwards with Brennan Johnson.
mm,
He has that speed. Yeah, he's clinical and everything.
put Son in front. Okay, you can't put Son in front
Maybe not,
because you
maybe
have
not in
Matthias
front.
Tell.
To be
You have
honest,
Matthias Tell.
you play this Tottenham squad with a basic 4-4-2 with Son and Brennan Johnson. What is it? It's Brennan Johnson, right? Son and Brennan Johnson up front.
Yeah.
You want Kulusevski and Madison.
Wait, Son and Brendan Johnson.
You
No,
could
no,
either play Son.
you have to
You
play
play
Matthias Tell.
sure, okay, sure. Play Brennan Johnson in the midfield. Sure, put
Yes, in the right of the four
Son could be one of the strikers, right
strikers. Yeah,
up front, right?
yeah.
And then you have Udogi. Udogi plays what left back.
Left. Yeah, yeah.
Udogi
Van
plays
der
left back.
Ven,
Van der
Romero,
Van der Ben
and
Romero.
what's his name? He's forgotten this popular guy's name. I've forgotten his name.
I can't
But
remember.
anyways, we know the person
Well,
you're talking about, right?
setting them up in a kind of like a 4-4-2
Mm,
kind of structured gameplay.
mm.
It's almost like sometimes I think I look at Aston Villa and I look at Tottenham and I'm almost like if I look at
Similar.
if I look at the profile of players,
Yeah,
you're not
similar.
super far off,
They're
right?
kind of similar. Yeah,
They're kind of similar. Like you
kind
don't
of
need to
similar.
if even Man City
Mm.
don't play with that much of a high line. I feel like he's the only
Exactly.
coach
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right now that comes to mind that plays
You know
so
when I knew that this guy was just a joke. I knew Postecoglou was a joke. You know when I
yeah.
knew
When you
you've gotten two red cards
mm-hmm,
against Chelsea. That was
mm-hmm,
last season,
yeah,
and you are still keeping a ridiculous high line.
yeah. Keep talking. You
Like
guys
who
like the
who did?
live, share it, like the live,
Yeah,
especially with TikTok.
yeah.
But yeah, keep going. I'm listening.
So you understand what I'm saying? You've
I
gotten
get you, yeah.
how many red cards?
Mm-hmm,
Two red cards, but you
mm-hmm,
are still keeping a high line up to the
mm-hmm.
center line.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, what do Chelsea do? The ball over the top, run. Ball over the top, run. Like I don't like he's has almost 20 something years in football, and these
Yeah.
days I'm kind of like
You're
doubting
losing
his
faith.
ability.
You're losing faith in your guy.
I've lost faith in
You
him.
were the biggest. I will never forget. You were the biggest preacher of
Postecoglou.
Postocoglu. Now
Yeah, I'm
he's just not good
disappointed in
enough.
him.
He's just not
Yeah,
good enough.
but okay, you know one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be. How do I say it now? I think should we not give should they not be patient with him? Hmm?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
because look
out
at
of
it
all the
this
questions
way.
you've asked me so far, like that's the
Yeah.
only question I'm like hesitating, right? It's like
Why?
because I'm like, what does time really have to do with anything? It's
No,
like, what is
time
it?
has now
The
because
problem with Tottenham is not time, right? The problem with the team is not time.
yes,
I'm
but
confused to like,
look at it. Look at it both ways. Hmm?
Mhm.
You have a coach that wants to play a certain way. Would you say Daniel Levy has backed this man properly?
This is the second season.
Yes, but has he backed him properly? He's
I,
not.
I I think he has. But what do you mean by backing properly? Like, what
Backed
does
him
he have
properly
to
is
do?
buy
What does Levy
proper
have to
players. He has a lot. Buy proper players.
You need to look
Buy,
at the team. Tottenham is not a team that has attraction power. Like which player today will
mm,
say, "Oh, I'm so happy. Tottenham was my dream team. I always wanted to play for Tottenham." Man, you has that kind of power. Real
man, you,
Madrid, Liverpool, maybe
yeah, but
Arsenal.
you can still get
Tottenham don't have that. I don't think they
okay.
have that attraction power.
Let me give you an example. Right when Nottingham Forest
Hmm.
came into the league,
Hmm.
new owners bought Chelsea.
Yeah.
What was the similarity between Nottingham Forest and Chelsea then?
What was the same? Oh, young players.
No,
Oh no, what was the similarity?
they went. The owner of Nottingham Forest said, for us to stay in this league,
Hmm.
right, we need to invest heavily in the squad
Okay.
and a certain profile of players.
What
Now
was the power
he
players?
went and started targeting players that have played for big teams
Hmm.
or rejected by big teams.
Hmm.
Right? He started with I've forgotten this Manchester United player, but no, that played for West Ham. Played for
Mm.
West Ham. He was no good. He learned his lesson. He stopped. He went, gathered Callum Hudson-Odoi. You see the Nottingham Forest team, gathered
Mm.
all of them, bought a guy, Gibbs White, for almost 40 something. People say this guy is ridiculous. You're buying someone from the championship for 40 something million or 50
Mhm.
million,
Mhm.
right? But gather these players now. Steve Cooper, how do I say it now? They were not really progressing under Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Steve Cooper kept them in the league. But
It
the
was
guy
not
just
it
felt,
was not tactically sound. Steve Cooper was just
yes,
not a good
that was the
player.
problem with Cooper. And he
Mhm.
allowed him to go,
Which was a good decision.
which was a good decision.
Imagine he gave Cooper more time.
No, there won't have been any difference.
Exactly. So that's what I'm
Yes.
saying with
So now, no, the thing is now, he now brought Nuno,
Mhm.
right? It was
Spirit
still
example.
Nuno just packaged them a bit, they stayed in the league. But
Mm.
now you now see he added to that squad to
Who
what
were the
Nuno
new
has.
like who were the new people that came in? I don't really think he brought in so many new people.
No, no, not so many. He brought him like maybe one person,
Uh,
right?
I don't
Not
think he
really,
signed a lot.
not
Yeah, not
really,
really.
right?
Because
But
it's almost the same squad from last season. This season.
yes. So now you now see Nuno has modified the team and getting them to play the way he wants them to play. And
Yeah.
one thing with Nuno is that Nuno knows the kind of team they are. The
Hmm.
people he's using them according to their strengths,
Hmm.
right? And obviously his tactics. But you cannot say Nuno too was also in Tottenham Tottenham.
Hmm.
He was in Tottenham, right? They said
Hmm.
they branded him as a poor coach. He's not good enough. The fans were booing him. Why? They wanted him to play a style, a particular style, which is attacking. Tottenham fans want attacking football. They've always been the entertainers, right from day one,
Nobody,
right?
no one is disagreeing with you. Even Postecoglou too is an attacking coach, right? He loves
Good,
to play attacking style of
but
football.
you need
Every club, I was just gonna say every club has their like underlying philosophy of how they
yeah,
want to play, right?
yeah,
When you think of a Man City, you think of a
mm,
style of play. When you think of a
yeah,
Chelsea, no, no, not
yeah,
Chelsea. Let's remove Chelsea. When you think
yeah,
of like a Liverpool or Tottenham, you think of a style of play, which is
yeah.
true. I don't
No,
disagree with
even
that.
Chelsea have a
But
style of play. They have a DNA, which is defend, they are rugged. That's been the Chelsea history and DNA right from time. It's
okay,
just Abramovich towards the end tried to change it, right,
try
with a
to change it.
Menalo
Yeah,
attacking football, right? But
yeah. But even right now, Arsenal today, they kind of have like this
a
club.
style of
It's like
play.
underneath you, there's this club identity. right? And then
Yes.
when they, because you cannot go for just any coach, right? You want to go for a coach that kind of fits within that
Suits
club,
your identity.
fits
Yeah.
your identity, or for lack of better word, I'll say philosophy, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to like how you want to be tactically.
Yeah.
So sure, you brought Postecoglou last season. You gave him when he came. You know, we
Yeah.
always know there's that new manager bounce. There's that new manager bounce. It happens a lot. There's that new manager bounce. You bring in a new manager, he's just cooking, right? And that was my biggest fear. Even when an slot came, we're winning. We were always on
Yes. You
podcast.
kept on saying,
I
"Oh,
kept on saying,
uh, this is
let's
new manager, but let's
let's stay
wait.
calm. Fans, let's
Calma,
stay
calma,
calm. We don't know
calma,
yet. I
calma."
made a statement. Let's let him get to 10 games.
Yeah.
He went to 10 games. I was like, okay, let's see by December. We
Mm.
got to December. I said, okay. Then I started believing that, okay, this is a coach that can take us there.
Take
Right.
us. Yeah.
So I feel like the whole Postecoglou thing, and people might disagree with this take. I don't care. I feel like this Postecoglou situation is one where it was just a new manager bounce. It was just a
And it
new
was
manager.
and it was new to the league. To be fair,
He was new to the league.
people had not yet understood this. People were
Coaches
caught
are
unawares.
coaches are not adjusted because of maybe of how you notice that
But
Tottenham
do
were
you know?
very.
You know one thing. You know one thing. I
Mhm.
would say that Klopp and Postecoglou, in the sense of their philosophy and their thinking, is the same.
Yeah.
But Klopp is better tactically than Postecoglou.
Mm.
What?
Why do you say like I don't understand like you
It's
saying
similar
Klopp is
because
better
Klopp
tactically,
always kept high line.
but not super high
You
though.
guys, no, you guys were really aggressive with pressing. Like pressing was an issue. Like high intensity. Tottenham is the same thing. It's the same thing Postecoglou wants to do. Or
That high metal,
high
fast
pressing,
paced football.
yes, high energy football. Then you want to suffocate the team, which is different from Man City in the same that Man City they don't really want to rush the play
Mhm.
because
They are
Guardiola's,
more possessive, right?
yes, Guardiola's thinking is I want to press you and keep you in your own half. But why
Yeah.
should I rush? No, don't rush. Take your time,
Control the
recycle the
pace.
ball.
Control the
Let's
pace.
know
Yeah.
what we are doing. Everybody
Mhm.
gets into a particular shape. No
And
rushing.
begin. Yeah.
Yes, and if you are close enough, if you lose the ball, we
Mhm.
can nick the ball because there's always someone around because everybody's in their half, right?
Fair.
But it's different from Postecoglou where everybody's in your half, high line, but you're high pressing. If you don't have the ball, you're high pressing, and so that's the
Becomes
difference,
the whole thing. Yeah.
right? So
Becomes the whole
yeah,
thing. But anyways, we've talked about Postecoglou for a long time. We've talked
yeah.
about it
This
for a
was
long
meant to
time.
be about Onana.
This was mainly meant to be about Nana. I don't even know how we ended up talking about Postecoglou. But fair, the conversation took us there, so it's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's go back to Man U. Let's go back to Man U. But specifically Man U in the Europa League. How
yeah.
far do you think they're going to get? Are they going to pass Lyon? Honestly, are they going to pass Lyon? Because the Lyon I saw in this game today,
They are good, but
maybe because they were at home, but like I said, and the whole chances
Man
they
U
had
should get
chances,
past. Man U should get past Lyon.
but they had chances. Lyon, they had
They
chances.
should. They should get past Lyon.
Mhm.
I'll be honest with you. They should.
Any positives from the game? Because when I watched the game, I like the fact that they removed Rasmus Højlund and they brought in Xerxes.
It's garbage.
I think Højlund
Garbage.
is not it. I
They
think
just went for Hoyland because it sounded like Haaland.
I think Højlund is going to the point where Højlund this is the time where my brother
Just
get
brother, pack your
ready,
things and leave. Bye bye.
learn
Yeah.
Arabic because it's Saudi. That
No,
is
it's
where it's
not
going.
that bad.
It's Saudi.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
Okay, which team will buy Rasmus Højlund right now?
No team.
I don't
And
maybe
you know how much
maybe a lower
they
league
paid
team.
they paid a lot of money for Hoyland, you know.
Just Saudi. Just learn Arabic, bro.
They
Ivan
wasted
Tony is
they,
there, he's
they
making
waste
money. So
they wasted a lot of money on him. Austin said he said You see, I know say European League to me is just pure entertainment, zero tension.
Well, Europa League can be competitive too, right? It can be competitive too,
I think for what for European League, what really made it this, especially Man U Lyon, is the banter that happened between Matic and him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the banter,
Yeah.
right? For him to come out and say, "Oh, Man U are a far superior club," right? Then
Mm.
Matic comes out and say, "Oh, coming from the worst keeper in Man U's history." So I think we've not answered this question. Is
Mhm.
Onana the worst keeper in Man U's history? Let me type on Google. Let's see what Google has. We should have even try with ChatGPT. Let's see.
I try with ChatGPT. Okay, okay. Let
Let's
me
see.
try. Let me try with ChatGPT. Let me use chat.
Worst keeper in Man U history. I'll just try with Google. Was yeah. Let's see.
I don't know about worst, but yeah, maybe he has a point. Maybe he has a point still, because
Wow.
I cannot think of a really
Ask
good.
ChatGPT who is the worst keeper in Man U's history. Let's see what it comes up with.
Okay, what do you guys think? You guys should comment who you think is if
Please
that
let's
is
know.
interesting. Who is the worst keeper in Man U history?
What did ChatGPT say?
It's actually surprising. It's actually not Onana.
Ah,
Worst
it
is a
can't be Onana actually.
club with long dramatic history like Manchester United, but if we're going off high profile mistakes, fan frustration, and overall impact, here are a few names often thrown in the worst United keeper conversation. Massimo Taibi,
Hey.
1999. We have Mark Bosnick.
Oh,
That,
I remember. When was that one?
that's 1999, like 2001. And then we have Roy Carroll. Um,
Roy Caro.
Roy Carroll, that's 2001, 2005. Onana is not on the list.
He's not the
I think
worst. I don't think so.
Matic was
No.
just hurt. It's just a thing of
Yeah.
like, I'm pissed. It's not the worst. Onana is not bad. I literally said this on this live.
Yeah.
Onana is not a bad keeper. I
You
actually think
think you
Onana
think it's
is.
their defense?
I think yes. Look at something. Think of it. Are you telling me if you put Onana in a team like Liverpool, right? I'm not. I know I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm not picking my team.
Austin said he said at a point in time Digi was making
I
terrible
said
mistakes.
this to
Yeah.
you. I
Yeah, you
told
told
you.
me. You
This
told
was
me.
the same Digue that came to Anfield and we gave them 7-0, right? Was it
Yeah,
not
you're
7
right.
7 loss with Digue? You get what I'm saying? With Onana, they've gotten some draws, they've gotten some clean sheets with Liverpool. Like Onana is not the worst keeper. Worst is too far. Worst is too
True.
far.
True.
Onana is not the worst keeper in United history. I would say is he the best? No. Is he
Oh,
can he improve? Yes. If you give him a better backline, a solid
that will
uh,
protect him.
center back pairing that they clean up most of the damages, right? But
Mm.
then when it comes to making those crazy unexpected saves,
Save.
I think
Yeah.
Onana can make some good saves. I think he's okay. Um, is he a first choice keeper for Man U? Should he be? That should maybe be
I don't
discussed.
think. But the argument I'll put
Maybe more like
forward
a
is that
second choice keeper.
the argument I'll put forward is that even Manchester United, the defenders, they don't have like there's no trust, right? They don't really trust him.
Mhm.
So how would that relationship work?
Because the way he started was just so crazy. He came in making so many mistakes. Your first season,
Mistakes,
the
and
amount of
he
mistakes he
he, crit-
made.
he started putting down what's his name, um
Facts. Man United and Chelsea should accept
the
the
average
from
teams.
Austin.
Yeah,
Manchester United and Chelsea should accept the current reality that they are now average teams.
it's true.
Facts.
The
Like
times have
facts.
changed.
Times
Yeah.
have changed. I was about to say, like, the league has gotten so competitive that
But
those
but the
errors
but
are
the
so
thing
much
but
over.
the thing is that Chelsea's case is not as bad as Man U's case.
But Chelsea, your keeper is horrible. You guys don't have a good keeper. If you
Yes,
give me Sanchez, you give me Onana. I'll pick Onana over Sanchez.
obviously everybody will pick anybody apart from Sanchez.
You guys don't have a solid
Do
keeper.
you
When
get
when
what
it
I'm
even comes to
saying?
your team, to like you have a lot of youngins. I don't
But you
know.
see where Chelsea is in the league and you see where Man U is in the league.
You guys signed a lot of players. You guys signed
Thousands
a
of players.
lot of players. And then you guys changed managers quick. Immediately you sacked Poch, you brought in Maresca. Come on. You guys
Yeah,
got Caicedo, you guys got Enzo Fernandez,
we got
you guys
good
got
players
Obama.
actually.
You guys
We
have
got
players.
good players.
You're
Yeah,
supposed to
yeah,
be where you're
yeah.
supposed to be.
Actually,
If you
true,
have all the players you have
true.
Sancho, you have a Neto, you have
Yeah,
a Madueke, you have all these Kopama, all these players, and you guys are like 13th, 14th on the table. Then
then
Maresca
there'll be
has to go.
trouble. Yeah,
Then Maresca has to go.
yeah, right.
Right?
Okay, let me put forward this argument. If let's go back to Tottenham now and Postecoglou.
Okay.
If Postecoglou had the profile of players Chelsea had,
Yeah.
what was that?
I know I said I was saying about back to Tottenham again.
No,
No,
let's
no, no, no,
let's
no.
let's go to
Let's talk,
Postecoglou.
let's talk
If
about
if Tottenham had the profile of players that Chelsea have, do you think Postecoglou would do better, or you don't simply just trust him?
100%.
Will
He
he do better than Maresca?
he will do better.
You think so?
Better than Maresca's arguable. Like I don't know, right? You can never really say.
Yeah,
But
you can't say though.
would he do better than he's doing at Tottenham? Yes. I don't think he has a team of players to play what he is trying to play.
True, true. You're right.
I
You're
don't think
right.
so. I don't
Yeah,
think he has the players that can really execute the vision. This is the same Postecoglou that won trophy, right? When it was in what? It was in Celtic, right?
yeah,
He
yeah,
won a trophy. He's a trophy winning coach, right?
yeah.
He's a title winning coach. He's a solid coach. You know,
True.
do I think
You're
giving
right.
him more time? Do I think giving him more time in Tottenham will make a difference? I already told you my opinion about that. I don't really think so. I don't really think giving him more time will make a difference. I don't. I just don't feel like the players he have. He doesn't. Number one, he doesn't have the depth. Because how are you saying injuries is a big factor for you and you're struggling? Then focus on building the depth. You should build squad depth. At this point in
I
time,
feel like I feel like Levy should also go. Daniel Levy, their chairman, should leave the club.
And
Should leave.
I brought out this statement like, when has Levy ever stopped like prevented Postecoglou from requesting to sign a particular player or from I don't think he has.
Yeah, but most of the time he caps the spending,
No.
right? And when you cap spending, it means that you go for garbage players, right? Players that cannot really. Okay, look at Chelsea for instance. Chelsea now they need a striker. They don't mind going to spend 70 million, 80 million.
But Chelsea is not a good example because you guys don't know how to bargain. You guys are
No, but apart from
overspenders.
no, my technical directors now bargain. Do you get?
You guys
But
are
now,
overspenders.
no. But now we're spending money. We
Mhm,
spend money, right? Do you get what I'm saying? But Tottenham now they put a cap. Oh, they cannot spend more than you as a manager. You can't spend more than 100 million this season.
mhm.
Who do you want to buy for 100 million in this modern day?
Right now, a top striker. If someone is signing Caicedo for which is Chelsea, signing Caicedo for 100 and something, then
Mm,
you talk about a striker like Isak, a top striker,
yeah,
that is guaranteed to in a season can give you like 20,
15,
15
20
to
goals.
20 goals.
Yeah,
You're spending nothing less than I kid you not 120 million right now. With the way
yeah.
prices are inflated for players, you're spending nothing less than 120 million.
With Trump's tariff too.
Trump's we never add we didn't add tires to it.
With
You
Trump's tariff, everybody
normally
is expensive now.
no European team will come to the MLS go and sign a huge player. But then to be honest, like right now, the
Mm,
pricing for players is higher than it's ever been.
true.
Players are now is now overhyped, and everything. But that aside, I already mentioned like I don't even think Tottenham, Tottenham, they are a team that can attract talent as much
You
as
said that. You
as much
actually
as
said
other
that.
teams. So
Yeah,
it's like even if they're willing to spend 120 million to sign, I don't even know who Tottenham will want to sign at this point. But even if they're willing to spend 100 and something million to sign
yeah,
a player, you the
yeah.
player, Tottenham
Do
is
you
backing
want to
to
go?
sign you. I'm just giving an example. Tottenham wants to sign you, Man City wants to
Yeah,
sign you, Arsenal wants to sign you. Tottenham is at the bottom of your list. Nobody, you're
exactly.
not even considering going to Tottenham. When was the last time Tottenham players know what it's like to lift a trophy? When was the last time they know
True,
what it's like to
true,
lift something?
true,
Kane was there for years
true.
and he didn't win
Suffered.
anything.
Suffered.
So I just me personally, I don't think is the
So
coach.
so what so final thoughts on, let's round up. Final thoughts on Onana. Should he be thrown in the bin? What next for him?
Right? Facts, baby, let me show you facts. Like exactly my point. Like nobody cares about
How
us now.
about
Like,
Tottenham?
it's,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but nobody cares about them. Anyways, to wrap up the live, final thoughts on Onana and
Onana. We start
um,
from Onana. Yeah.
Onana. Final thoughts in general, including Onana. Like
Yeah.
I think that Onana is not the worst keeper in Man U's history. We asked ChatGPT, he's responded to us, right? Onana is not the worst keeper. Is Onana a keeper that should be starting for Man U? No.
No.
Onana is not a first team keeper. You know,
Yeah.
Chooks even said it on this live, like he doesn't think Onana should be starting for Manchester United. Honestly, with the 2 seasons and performance we've seen so far,
Yeah.
Onana is not even on Raya's level. Raya that keeps for
Right.
us.
No, 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 no.
Raya is small.
No.
So that guy is like a spider.
Solid. Ah, he catches anything.
Like a spider. His
Ah,
reflex,
God.
nah, I have to applaud his reflex. He's so
Yeah,
good.
it's so
Onana
good.
is even on that level.
Yeah.
A keeper for a top side like United with the amount of history that United comes
You
with.
have.
I think he's a
Yeah.
starting keeper for United. Sadly, I think maybe he's like a keeper that can keep in the Europa League or it's one of these side competitions that Man U plays in, not a
Yeah.
first team keeper. Did he affect the performance for Man U like in today's game? I think all that conversation on like, yeah, Leon is a small team, all
Yeah.
of these things, you're inciting the players to want to play.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
at home,
Yeah.
right? They have that home advantage. You're
Yeah.
already telling them they're
They are
not
not
big
good
compared
enough.
to you.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. You're
Yeah.
inciting them to want to play. You're making the coach angry to put that anger in the players to
The
want to come out
players.
and play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they draw. They are lucky to go away with the draw.
Yeah.
Man U easily could have lost this game, like I said, almost 4-5, 5-2, 4-2,
True. True.
right? Like I said, just it was not clinical.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my opinion on it. What about
Final thoughts from me.
mm-hmm,
I'll say Matic won this argument.
mm-hmm,
Onana might not be the worst keeper, but what Matic meant, I've
mm-hmm.
not discussed with Matic. What Matic meant was Onana has a lot of errors.
Very error
You
prone.
get, it's not from a keeper that he's not world class. That's what Matic meant. He's not world class,
Mm-hmm,
right? So don't talk to me. And even
mm-hmm.
Matic and Onana, they're on different level. Matic is at the higher level in terms of what he achieved.
Career,
Chelsea, Man
yeah,
U. Do
Man
you get what
U,
I'm saying?
exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm,
So they, it's just like, bro, you're not even on my level. Who are you? Who are you to advise us, or who are you to make this kind of comments?
mm-hmm.
That's what Matic meant. So
Yeah,
he won this. Matic won this argument because today Onana made 2 errors.
mm-hmm,
Right? He said only. Austin said he only watched the highlights.
mm-hmm.
Onana made 2 crazy mistakes. Right? So
Yeah,
that's it. Matic won the argument. Let's just conclude. He won the argument. Onana is scrap. Is scrap for Man U. Yes, Onana is scrap for Man U.
mm-hmm.
That's it. Do you get? And
Yeah,
now, anything Man U gets with Onana, they deserve it because I feel like they mistreated De.
the gear.
Yes, De was not treated properly.
Mm-hmm.
Disrespected, thrown out the door by Ten Hag, not given a new contract. They deserve what they are getting. Now, Man U has no money. They have no money to spend. Onana is gold. They should keep their gold. They should keep their gold. Nobody wants it. Keep their gold. It's for them alone. Onana is diamond. They say diamond in the rough. That's Onana. Onana to Man U now. That's my final.
It's really diamond in the rough.
So yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining the live, man. You guys,
Yeah, thanks. Everybody that was on the live.
live.
Chooks,
Yeah, thanks,
Austin,
I appreciate you guys, man. Like,
Mrs. Lily Kids. What's the name?
you
Miss
guys are
Lily
going to.
Kids, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Before we wrap up, let's talk about it. What about Manchester United defenders? We
Hmm.
spoke about this. We spoke about this a little bit on this live, but I
Earlier.
did
Yeah.
mention that
Yeah.
I also feel like I
You
said
said you felt like the defenders are the problem.
defenders are the problem.
There's no protection.
There's no protection for Onana, right? Because he
Yeah.
almost feels like things come at him and he
Yeah.
just has
Suddenly, when he's not even
suddenly
expecting,
when it's almost too late.
like, bro, what's this?
What's going on? Like that, like the first goal, right? The ball
Yeah.
just bounced.
Yeah.
Nobody was there to clear. It was so unfortunate. You remember, but by the time he could react, he's already at the back of the post. But the second one was second goal was solely his fault, right?
True.
The defender, no, Man, you
But
need
even the defenders should
quality.
follow the ball, follow the
I
bounce.
feel like
Your keeper is going to save the ball. Don't just stand.
I feel like a team like Man, you need solid center backs like pairing like the likes of Van Dijk and Konate, Gabriel and Saliba.
But
Like
you
you
build
want
that.
men. You want
Who is
men.
who is currently
Senior
Man U
men.
centre back now? Is a 19-year-old
Man,
and someone else.
Glenn Euro and who was playing in the game? I think Euro and who?
Austin said Vidic. Those were men.
Men.
Men. These ones now are
You
boys.
know, you don't want all these
Yeah. Rio
Ferdinand.
Ferdinand.
You know,
Ah, these
men
are these are men.
are
Not
people that like
Man, you don't have defenders.
they
Ah,
don't.
as
I told
Austin
you
have
like they
mentioned,
don't. They
yeah,
don't.
they
The
don't have
focus for
defenders.
Amorim, honestly, Amorim, the focus for Amorim should be
Should buy defenders
let us fix that back line once and for all.
properly.
Because
Yeah.
no matter what you do, you will score. You will score, you score, you score. But if you keep conceding, you cannot win anything. You cannot win any trophy. You
Yeah,
cannot win
you're
titles.
right. You're
You
right.
understand? Just do the exact same thing Ateta did. Buy
Fix the yes. He
fix
fixed
that
the back.
fix
He
the
fixed
hole.
the back line first.
Fix the back
Fix
line.
everything. Fix the midfield. Then went fix the keeper. Right?
Zexi will improve.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name? Bruno Fernandes is good. He's a world-class midfielder, right? So all of those things, the squad is not all the way bad.
Is the defense actually should
But
be
the
the
defensive
focus.
support and the keeper, they just
Yeah.
let the team down.
Down.
Today, Man U scored 2 goals, but
Two
they could
good
not see
goals.
2 good goals. Zexi
Yeah.
scored,
Yeah.
and who
Euro
else?
scored.
Euro
Euro.
scored both
Yeah.
headers, but
Yeah.
they were not able to see out the game today because the back line for Manchester United just completely sucks.
Yeah.
So crazy. But anyway, you guys, yeah, he really messed up. Monana really messed up. But you guys, we're going to go live this weekend. Watch along Premier League.
What games are we having this weekend?
Give me one
I
second.
want to
Let me
tell
find it.
them.
Um,
The game I'm interested in watching this weekend.
Arsenal, Brentford. But I said I would say the biggest one has to be maybe Newcastle Man U. That Newcastle Man U will be interesting to watch. It will be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just saw the goals again. Yeah, really poor, really poor. But yeah, you guys will go live this weekend. Most likely
Yeah.
Sunday. We'll see
Yeah.
either Sunday or Monday, but Sunday or Saturday. But most likely Sunday we'll go
Yeah.
live. Newcastle, Manchester United. Maybe another loss. maybe a loss for Man U.
I'm praying Man you can step up.
Maybe a
I'm
loss for
praying
Man
Man
U.
I'm praying I want Newcastle to drop points
The
to
way
lose.
the way things are looking, and Newcastle and Chelsea have the same point. So if Newcastle win,
They will not
they
win.
get into
I
that. They
pray.
get.
I
It's so
pray.
shocking to see Manchester City at sixth on the table. It's shocking.
It's life.
But if
But the table
Newcastle,
can change
I
anytime.
hope
Like,
Liverpool don't feel
yeah.
themselves. I hope we keep hoping and praying that Liverpool do well. Somehow at the back of my pocket, I'm like, we won the league. But my heart too sometimes is like, you people don't disappoint me.
Have I
I'll
won
come
the
on this
league?
live.
Have I really won the league?
Have I really won this league? I'll come on the live and I've made a lot of claims.
Boasted on the
Like,
life,
this
yeah.
league is ours. We've won it. Nothing can happen. Arsenal can't catch us. But hey, this is the Premier League. Anything is possible. Liverpool, don't sleep up, man. Because what I watched in the last game we played against Fulham,
Yeah, it was
I was
terrible.
disappointed. I was
It was
disappointed.
terrible. Yeah.
Losing 3-2, we don't want that. So you guys will go live on Sunday. Thank you guys for joining. We'll
Thanks
see
very
you
much. Yeah.
later. Obviously, next week Champions League. Find
Ah,
out.
Zide hot.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Real Madrid us now. We'll find out if Madrid can do the Liverpool Barcelona or
We'll see. We'll see.
this is their exit. They are not even a good team this season, but maybe this is their exit. And
Yeah,
also PSG Aston Villa.
that's
We'll
a good
see.
game.
We'll
We'll
see if
see.
Aston Villa have what it takes to come back. So Champions League will be live Champions League next week. So you guys, thank you for joining. Champions
Thank you
League is
for joining.
really hot. It's what else is there? Champions League is really hot. Anything can happen at this point. So
True.
yeah, we will be live for Champions League as well next week. So I said it only Barca. Only Barca. You've seen this, Andy. Only Barca. I
Yeah.
said it that Barcelona to me is the team that I'm tipping to win the Champions League. I I will see. I'll see if
We'll
I'm
see.
proven wrong. All right. Thank you guys for joining.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.